Hey, what's going on, guys? My name is Cortazzo with Jalen Simmons from J Mixtapes. We're gonna cut it up today, kind of hear Jalen's story, the purpose behind what JMixtapes is, and we're just having fun today. So, without further ado, Jalen, what's going on, man? How you doing?
Doing good, man. How you
We're
doing?
in Alfreda's studio, makeshift, doing our thing. So,
man,
let's hear the beginning, man. Let's dive into it.
Went to St. Francis High School. Continued on my career up at Marion Military. My freshman year, went there, got injured with a stress fracture on my back. I know after that year,
He said that so nonchalant.
I mean, like,
yeah, just a stress fracture.
After that year, I went to South Georgia State College.
Okay.
Originally was Waycross College.
Then ended up finishing out at Berea College. And in between that whole time, like even my sophomore year at Waycross, I just randomly started messing around with iMovies, stuff like that. At that time, my brother became the #1 player in Georgia. So
who's that?
Kobe Simmons. Yeah, Kobe Simmons. So my brother Kobe Simmons, who now plays for the Charlotte Hornets.
So you went there, you transferred. I mean, I have that sports background, so I know I transferred a couple times. But how did you? Obviously you're passionate about basketball, sports.
Mm-hmm.
What was your what'd you go to school for?
At first, I went to school for business. And then when I transferred over to Berea College, they put you in random classes your first semester.
Yeah.
Just off of your interest, I guess we had to take like a certain quiz or something. So it just accumulates all your interests.
Really?
And they put me in a technology class, and ever since then, I was like, man, I'm about to stick with technology.
For real.
So
what year was that? That was like 2000.
That was my junior year in college. So that was 2013.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah, 2013, 2014.
So 2013, Jalen went in this technical class. He dove back into it. And then when did you start getting into video editing? And then, I remember we were talking and you told me something very, very cool that resonated with me that said, when you went through high school, when you went through the ranks, a guy like your brother or a guy like yourself who was very, athletic, very talented, might not have had the same publicity as some of these guys that, we're the 4 stars, we're the 5 stars, we're the top rated guys on these sites. So
that's one thing that I really do love actually about my company is just building those players that aren't well known, that are just really talented, really good. There's so many players out there, man, that just have so much potential, so much talent, that don't get any exposure at all. There'll be clients I'll have, parents, coaches hit me up. Hey, can you come check out this player here? Can you come out check this player here? I go out to the games and they're just I'm talking about the 20 ball, 30 ball, great defense. This player's just out. There's so much talent out here, man. That's not really getting the recognition, I think.
That's awesome. So really this mixtape, J Mixtapes editing, really started in 2013, and as you progress throughout your junior and senior season, it really is used as a catalyst for you to kind of, just cut up some things, have some fun, be different, and then really paint a vision and a purpose for some of the things that you experienced in high school, right?
Yeah.
And so talk me through. So obviously you graduated in, was it 15 or 14?
December 2016.
Oh, 16
for college, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So 16, and then as you transition back, back home. Tell me, what would it felt like that first time you went to a game and you had a camera in your hand and you're kind of you got this passion and fire in your heart, man. And you're just this is it, man.
I honestly didn't know where it was going. I just knew I loved going to the game.
Sure.
I loved, making content, editing, creating. I didn't know it would build to a point to where it actually helps players get into college. I've had multiple players that I've helped get into college and just get exposure. Even companies build their brand, get clientele, networking, connecting. So it's just been a blessing, really. So.
That's incredible. So, and your family comes from basketball, right? So your dad's a coach.
Yeah, my dad.
Talk me through that.
Coaching for years, multiple years, and then he's the one who started me off with doing AAU ball, going out to Orlando, South Carolina, and traveling with the teams, actually getting that good exposure. And then every year his teams are good, his teams are good every year. Last year, Davon, DeJuan, Caleb Murphy, Tenari, they've got multiple players that you know, are all D1 athletes that are going to the next level and just, you know. So
do you find you utilize your platform to really help these young guys coming up, right? So like you said, Jawan. I'm not familiar with Jawan.
Oh, Dewan.
Or Dewan, sorry. Yeah. So Dewan, right? Talk me through that and how that relationship facilitated, and maybe how you used J Mixtapes to, I don't know, just show who he is, right? So talk me through that thought process. I know we've kind of gone into it a little bit.
Honestly, I mean, of course, we both went to St. Francis.
Okay.
So we had that connection. That's like one of the spots I would just always go to the games just because that's my school. I'm alumni. You know, I just love showing support out there.
Yeah.
So I saw him my freshman year. It was at a tournament at Wheeler. That was my first time ever seeing him play, and he was just explosive, man. Like, he was dunking, getting to the rim, yeah. And like,
he was like, he's 17.
And this is his freshman year, so I'm like,
freshman.
Yeah. So this man is.
Bro,
like,
I was 5'3", 125 pounds, my sophomore
I was
year.
barely touching the backboard my freshman. I was 6'3",
I couldn't even hold
basketball, bro. Like, I didn't have any bounce. Like, I mean, I still don't. I got baby bounce right now, so.
Baby bounce.
Yeah, I got baby bounce. Rim grazer on 2K. But I mean, yeah, I've seen him that year, you know, put together a video, and, you know, we just built on, you know, my dad coached him, so we always be on the road, you know, more of a family bond that we built.
Sure.
He'd come over, kick it, you know, we play 2K, you know, go out, you know, so I mean.
Very comfortable.
Yeah, I mean, and that's just one relationship. Like, there's so many relationships I have with, like, these players. That's one thing that I love most about, like, going out to these games and supporting the players. Like, I'm actually building a bond. Like, a lot of, like, media that's out there, they just go to the games. They don't know anything about the players.
Sure.
They just know
Just know the player.
Yeah, they just know they're top talent.
Yeah.
Which is great. I mean, definitely getting them out there, but that's one thing that I enjoy, just being able to network, connect. You know, I still hit players up. I hit another player up the other day, and he's D3, so I hit him up. You know, how you doing, bro? Are you good? You know, just checking on players. So like, that's just one thing that I enjoy.
No, that's awesome. And you know, through watching your videos, you know, J Mixtapes, catch them on Instagram, Twitter. He's got your website, right?
Mm-hmm.
You could truly see the knowledge behind the game, right? When you cut up your films, I feel like you're very specific and giving the customers, giving the viewers what they want, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that comes from a sense of understanding the game, right? So talk me through just the way you approached your college career, right?
Mm-hmm.
And how you see that help you in what we're doing now with that J Mixtapes.
Yeah, I feel like I definitely have somewhat of an advantage just being able to I've played the game for so many years. Like, I kind of know, like, tendencies, you know, I know some people are like, they'll say coach, but like, I don't really see myself as a coach, but like, I can kind of break down, you know, like, hey, you need to do better in help side, hey, you need to, you know, adjust here or look for the pass here, come off the screen, aggressive, north-south, you know.
Yeah.
So I kind of like can see, you know, how players, you know, transition and like what moves they should make. Not saying that they should make the move every time, but just, you know, giving them tips and pointers, you know, develop the game and stuff like that. So I just love seeing it that way. And then, you know, there's videos out there of just like dunk, dunk, dunk,
you
know,
know,
crossover.
Yeah.
But I just love like showing the overall game. So like, you know, I'll show certain passes or certain movements.
Yeah.
I like mixing it all in there so you can get a good feel of the player and just like what their style of game is. So.
Yeah. So you growing up in it, understanding the game. So talk me through where the evolution, kind of the name, the brand, the motivation, and just open up a little bit. Let me hear what you got.
I mean, the motivation came from, you know, my fam. You know, my mom. From like, I was in college, so she would film like. She would film all my brother's games. I would come home, watch the footage. My dad, he was the one who got the camera. He always tries to make sure he gets credit for that.
Your dad had the camera?
He's the one who got to pay for the camera, so
really?
We got that. And then of course he connected me with a lot of the players, the top players, helped me through that process. My brother for, you know, challenging me and also, you know, just sparking the idea of, hey, you should make a mixtape.
Yeah.
Like, you know. So, I mean, I got home one summer. He was just like, hey, you should make a mixtape. You know, I put it together like in maybe an hour or two maybe. I put it together, showed him. He's like, oh, J Mixtape. Like, so it just came from there. I added the productions because I just saw a bigger vision, more so outside of sports as well, you know. So I just kind of kept that, and then ever since then, you know, I just kept building on. I make videos of Malik Beasley, who was his teammate, who now plays for Minnesota Timberwolves, Kaiser Gates.
Oh, you got these
guys.
Nice.
Plays for the Boston Celtics. So, like, I would just make video of these guys, and then I'll have, like, people hit me up here and there, be like, hey, if I send you some footage, would you make this or put this together? So, like, I was, at that time, I was not looking at it as a business or anything. I was just having fun with it.
Just doing
just editing it. Yeah, my first video got around, like, 3,000 views. That was my first video. Yeah. And that's when I had my YouTube
Still haven't got, like, 3,000 followers on Instagram, but,
that's when my YouTube was... just Jalen Simmons, and I guess you can't like really transfer it over from one page to another, like the views. So like I officially was just like, okay, that's cool. Like I'm just now starting, so I just scratched that, re-uploaded it. I don't know how many views it has now, but re-uploaded it.
Nice.
And then just started JMixtape in 2013 YouTube page wise. So
the cool thing is, John, is I feel, genuinely like as a buddy, as a friend, is I really see you use the platform from a really kind place in your heart, right? And you use it to help those guys and help that footage, and you're not doing it because, obviously it's a business, right? But you're just passionate about the game, man. And, I feel like this platform is really a great opportunity to take some of those guys that are a lower end or maybe a higher end and put them out there in the light. And so talk me through, I know we've been kind of talking through some things, just some of your vision moving forward with J Mixtape, excuse me, with where you see the page going. I mean, you got about 15,000 followers, subscribers. You're doing phenomenal. Community loves it, right? Mm-hmm. Every video you post, you're going, behind the scenes. You're doing a lot of big things. But tell me, a year from now, where do you want to be, man? Like, tell me. I know you've been. We were talking. He's like, it's picking up. So let me hear it.
A year from now, I couldn't even last year. I couldn't even tell you I'll be here from a year from now. Like I'm just staying in motion. Really, I mean, just staying grateful. Sometimes I get overwhelmed with a lot of work, but just being able to stay humble. Pace myself at times. When definitely got to get work done, but at the same time, just don't exhaust yourself to the point that you don't even want to do it anymore. So just being able to, expand, definitely, building the team of videographers, photographers. Also this summer, I'm also sponsoring Team Dickerson. Team here in Atlanta. So that's going to be exciting. Great talent. So being able to just show their talents, showcase their talents. Also just give them their background. I feel like we don't do that enough. Just showing the players' background, their personality, how they got to this point, and how they progressed throughout their career.
Right.
So I think that's going to be a good development.
So what's that going to do? I mean, what's that going to do for players? I mean,
for players, just give them a platform to actually speak on what they have to say. A lot of us, we just post the dunks and the threes, but there's so much more in life than that.
Yeah, I love that.
Just give them more insight and background on how their lifestyle is, how their work ethic is, what kind of person they are, because all that goes into recruiting as well. So
I love that because from my background playing sports, I feel a lot of times when we get in that arena, right, we're known as number 84, number 14, whatever it is, right? Number 3, right? And the fans love it. The fans are like, that's my boy, that's all this stuff, right? But what they don't see is the grind. They don't understand. They don't know, the class final, the specific subject that these guys love, just what they're doing and what they've gone through to be able to get to their situation and be more than just the number, right? And that's so powerful, Jalen. I think that's a very different light that a lot of people share in the sports world that I think could be very vulnerable, but also very powerful when you talk about getting to know players. So give me a story. You know, give me a story about something that you experienced as a college athlete that you might not have ever been told or thought of, like throughout high school, right? I know we chase high school, we all want to go play college ball, right? Mm-hmm. But like when we get there, like tell me a little bit about your college career, man. Woo.
Yeah. Man, something that players usually don't know going into it.
Sure.
Man, I would say really the sacrifice, the discipline. Like a lot of high school players that come out into these like college teams, they're the best player. So looking at it, you know, they're going in, they're the guy on their team. Well, now you're connected with all these other players that are the guys. So it's like you have to be able to sacrifice. You know, that's why it's so great at the college level to just play the right way. A lot of these players, you know, jack up crazy shots and, you know, inefficient and just do a whole lot just because, you know, talent-wise they're above and beyond every single player or even physically. So like at that standpoint, it's just like, okay, can they do it at that college level? Can they play the right way, or can they progress in that style of play? So that's one thing for sure, I think. And this, you know, just being able to, you know, sacrifice. I know me personally, I didn't play the minutes that I wanted, so it was just, you know, being able to sacrifice for the team and, you know, the betterment of the team. So me mentally is just always about winning, so I'm willing to do whatever it takes to win.
Nice.
And I feel like a lot of players should have that same mentality, not just, oh, I dropped 20 something this night and then, oh, I only had 6 this night, head down, even with the win. So like, you know, just being able to progress, keep that mentality, stay positive, stay confident, keep your grades up for sure, because social life, college life, yeah, do not let college life get you. You are on a mission. Use college, don't let college use you. That's what I've always been taught from my pops. So, you know, use it as a platform to get to where you want to go in life, whether that's being a doctor or being a pro or, you know, whatever you do. Just lock in and, you know, stay determined. Still have fun, but, you know the main goal, know your priorities, and just, you know, lock in.
He's touched on something that really resonated, man. You know, understanding that, you know, a win's a win, but there's always like that individual aspect to it, right? And I love how you touched on, once you kind of realize that you love winning, but like, you also love the team, right? I mean, that's something that I went through as a player, and it took a lot of pride to kind of put that jersey and that stat and that previous athlete back and put it all forward for the team, because guess what, Jalen? Like, there's not just one player on the court, you know, when you go play basketball, right? So what would be an example that, you know, give me like a practice or a game where you put the team above yourself, right? Where that clicked and that changed, and how maybe somebody in high school basketball right now that might not be getting the minutes they want, right? Might not be scoring the points they want, but the team's winning, the team's doing well, they're enjoying the high school experience. Give me an experience, man. Like when that changed. Like,
I would have to say my last year of playing college basketball. Okay. That was definitely one of the most humbling experiences. During the training, getting ready for the season, you know, I'm playing well, doing great in practices, you know, just playing at a very high level. I was trained all summer, preparing. 2-3 weeks before the season starts, I pulled my hamstring. I
can attest to that.
Pulled my hamstring, so I missed both. I think we had 2 expeditions or scrimmages. Missed both of those. My parents were coming in town for a tournament, and was it that tournament? I know they came in town for a tournament. I pretty much lied to the trainer. Was like, I'm good. I'm trying to play. Played like 2 minutes that game. It didn't really play that well. I mean, it didn't kill me. Like it was, you know, I was able to play through it. And then I think it was one game specifically, I didn't play the entire game, and coach tried to put me in with like 30 seconds left. And I told him, no, I'm good. Like just mentally, I was just kind of like out of it. I was just like, man, forget this. Like, mean, that next day was just definitely humbling. I would talk to him. I was like, I apologize for, yesterday. I'm ready to get back to it. It's for the team.
Yeah.
So that was definitely my biggest eye opener, just knowing that it's for the team. Like,
senior year.
Yeah, and then it's just like our team was so good that year, so it's hard to, get back into that rotation because there's so many guys that are, it's whoever's next up, and it's hard to get back onto that top spot, especially when we're just winning at a high rate. So
that experience, like that moment, you felt like when you transitioned and you told the coach, like, hey, look, coach, like, it wasn't helping the team. You felt yourself in as a senior in a leadership role.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
In a leadership role where there might be younger guys playing on the court that could use the experience of a guy like yourself, right? 4 years of college football or college basketball. You played your whole career. Dad's the coach. I love that, man. And like that's leadership, right? And being able to go and be vulnerable and understand that the game's bigger than just that number, right?
Yeah.
And that's awesome, man. I think this platform is a phenomenal place for you to be able to, continue to grow your brand, right? J Mixtapes, on Instagram, Twitter, find his website.
Yeah.
Just continue to just share the positive life of sports, man, and really show these athletes that might be under the radar and show the highlights of the game. Really go deep down into who the player is, what drives them, and I know sports backgrounds, man. We could sit here talking for the next freaking next day, but one thing I get excited about, Jalen, is just your passion, right? What you've been able to do, the vision you have, the people you surround yourself with. I really think you're on a mission, and this page is going to be phenomenal for young athletes, veteran athletes, whether you're a high school basketball player, a college basketball player, professional basketball player, or even just an athlete in general, to really use this page to listen to the knowledge and the previous experience of a guy like Jalen and myself, and we'll get some more folks on here, but to use the platform where he gets to edit the films, be in the light, and just be able to share the message, right, and influence the community. So find Jalen on his YouTube page, find him on Instagram, DM him with questions about video editing, DM him questions about, ways for yourself to get publicity, via getting on this page. But we just want to be able to facilitate just a great platform, man. I applaud you, and I nothing but praise for you to move forward, and I'm excited.
Yeah, I'm excited. Just being able to, build this platform and just get other people on here to feature on and just tell their backstories, and also athletes, companies, anybody that just wants to come out here and has a story to tell. So I think this is going to be a great platform with me and Ethan, and we're just going to kill it.
My dude. Yeah. But we'll keep you guys in the loop. Make sure you hit the subscribe button. Make sure you go to the website, check out the merchandise. My boy's rocking the J Mixtape sweater. I see you. I gotta get mine. I got like
JMixtape.com.
Bro, I got NASA, which is like not even real. But cool, man. We keep rolling. That's